Hi everyone, this is Mihai from BitCenter.com. We're going to do our weekly webinar dedicated to the GBP pairs, GJ and GU especially. I wanted to show you guys something on GBPCHF as well. Since we're looking at an interesting setup, we managed to bank a few tips today on that pair. All right. Any preference, GU or GJ? What we should start with? I suggest we go over GU. I was just showing you guys the charts from last week. Remember the break of trend line we were talking about? At that time, we already had the trend line break, or we were close to getting it. So I was looking for continuation and the possible ABC correction. Well, now I just wanted to look back at what we discussed last week. The target of the formation was reached, but the ABC formation was not formed the way I was expecting, meaning that maybe we are still into this formation. Now let me zoom in. We'll have a look at the charts, at a fresh chart soon, but I just wanted to follow up on this analysis from last week. You see guys, we never had a pullback good enough to qualify for a retracement. So that means basically this, what we have right now, this drop from yesterday's high at 53.18 down here, or well, wherever it wants to go, probably is the 151.10 area. This is the retracement we've been looking for. I'm currently short GU from, well, actually it's from higher up, but I kept re-entering 151.75. Okay, targeting 151.20, 151.20 area. And I also shorted GJ and GC. Had a really unlucky trade this morning when I got stopped out for one pip on GC, and then trade turned out well. But I had to go back in the same trade and finally managed to recover that loss. All right, so let me just adjust this analysis from last week. You see, it looks like we are looking at something bigger than I was expecting at first. This is the retracement. There's no indication as yet that this is over. And we're looking at another push up when the current correction is over, possibly targeting 155, 156. I am taking the first move up as a reference. You see, we managed to retrace the entire previous move down almost 100%. So practically GU bounced off the previous resistance at 153.12. We have all these levels on the chart in losses. Okay, it's just a proof that the midterm analysis does work. Now, on the same analysis, we have previous resistance at 151.11. It looks like the market is pretty bearish at the moment short term. You will see when I reach those charts. So possibly 151.10 by the end of London session today. Then I'm expecting some reactions from this area. All right. But anyway, while we are moving on this blue wave down, we can only see shorts in the market. All right. So let's see what the 4-hour indications look like. Everything is pretty much bearish. It's been bearish on the MACD even before the pair stopped. Okay. Same for TRIX, which stopped even before 153.18. The trend line broke here. Okay. And the MACD indicating a more short-term move confirmed approximately 8 hours ago. So it was at the beginning of the Asian session. I was long in the euro at the time. I got caught on the wrong foot here at the day from a few bits loss before switching to short. All right. So from a 4-hour chart perspective, we're looking at more downside. We're looking at the previous resistance at 151.10 to be tested and maybe turning to support. In any case, I won't be looking for solid support until the end of the European session. So we'll keep looking for shorting, heading to short down to approximately 51.11. My target is 51.23 because I don't like to push my luck. And in case I'm reaching 151.23, it will be already a nice 50 pips profit overall. Had two lots in that, so that covers some nice pips for this session. So it depends. It depends if the momentum is really strong. I don't see it that strong at the moment. I think we're just pulling back. The market has changed the short-term trend today. It's right here. You see the trend line breaking. And I don't think it will pick up speed until we retrace and get a failure somewhere in the 150, 170, 152 area. All right. Now let's see shorter term chart. 30 minutes. All right. This is the first signal from the Asian session today. All right. Reconfirmed at the beginning of London. Okay. I was actually short on GU as well, and I got out stopped here because of money management reasons. I had a kind of a tight stop, got stopped out here and entered way lower, so I had to lose a few pips here by re-entering at a lower level. I was actually short before this correction. In any case, the direction is pretty clear now. The first target was 51.70. We went through that. It already closed on the 30-minute chart at 51.44. So I really don't see much problems here for GU down towards 51.10. I just wanted to show you guys the fib level. I was watching this fib right here, the 78 fib, where it falls. Okay, so I had some doubts about my short at this level here because it stopped with double bottom right at the 78 fib above the 152 area. In the end, when it broke and closed above, that move down was confirmed. Now let's have a look at the waves here. We broke the trend line. Let's see, early Asian session. All right, and we move the fib down. Zoom in. Okay. Now, on this wave that caught me, I was buying GU. I was thinking of a spike towards 53.30, 53.40. I never got that. Actually, this move up, I'm considering it an impulse. I don't mind the color. I'm just using any color now just to show you the formation. I'll be deleting it from the chart in just a moment. You see, I was looking for a wave 5 targeting here at 153.20, 53.30, anyway above the previous high. This is not what happened. I had a failure on the wave 5. I don't think this is a retracement. I think this is actually a failure to fulfill this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. So I'm still going to consider it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending at this point here. All right. So the move down started with this candle in Asian session. We went down all the way here. At the end of Asia, beginning of Europe, we had a pullback, and that's going to be my first pullback in the formation. All right. We don't need to see the waves on the previous move on this one because it's over already. We're more interested in what's happening right now. And I find it interesting that we only had one correction, so we are still in what should be wave 3. Look at the price action here, look at this big candle. It looks like we are indeed in wave 3. So I would be waiting for this to bottom. Hopefully it will touch my target even down to 151. It can go all the way down there. Then once it pulls back, don't expect too much. Okay, something like a 25% fib, maybe 38.2 if we're lucky. Okay, and then I will be looking to short again for a move that could be could end at the beginning of New York. We see a lot of times movement started in the London session that are reversed in the New York session. Okay, so when we have a pullback and we spike below the previous low, we don't have a low yet, so we're still waiting for the first touch, the first low around 151.20, 151.10. Okay, once we have that, that would be the end of wave 3. We wait for the pullback. We might be shorting again down to maybe 151 or 150.90. I don't think I'll push my luck anywhere beyond 150.95, 150.90. Okay, and then look for pullback, stay out of the market until we get a nice pullback. After that, well, we might be shorting again because the move, let me show this on a 1 hour chart, should be going something like this. So remember guys, these are all projections. The market is going to show us which of these scenarios are to be trusted. So this is the bigger picture for, let's say, next few sessions, even test the 150 area in the next few days. What we saw starting today in the European session, I think it's pretty clear. We did break the trend line. We are in a new wave. Okay, we'll see how far it goes. I don't see a first impulse being complete yet. Okay, so once I see it, once I see a pullback, then we will have a better idea where it could end, because we will have the first wave as a reference, and we will expect wave 3 to be approximately the same size as the first impulse down. Right now, it looks like we are in the wave 3 of the first impulse, first 5 wave formation, creating a bigger ABC move with targets in the 150 area. Now let's see how this fits with the overall picture. The overall picture continues to be bullish since last week when we broke the trend line, and probably will continue to be bullish until GU breaks 149, 149.40. Well, I don't see that happening immediately. We still have about 200 bits to go. So as long as we are trading above 149.40, and especially if we get a nice bounce and the short-term charts turn bullish, I get bullish signals on my system, I'll be trading up with the bigger trend. All right, but inside this bigger trend, it's the big blue ABC. If you zoom in 4 hour and below, you notice that we are actually on a retracement. So we have to get rid of this retracement first. Well, I'm thinking, why wait? Why wait for the entire retracement to be over when we can trade short term this retracement? All right. The system I'm using on the 30-minute chart allows me to take positions even on retracement, even when I am against the trend on the daily chart. If the 4 hour is with me, then everything should be okay. All right. Conclusion for GU. Daily looks bullish, targeting around 156, but we have to notice the bounce at 153, the previous resistance. So the active move right now, even on the daily chart, is this correction wave. All right, expect 38.2 to 50% retracement. That means it could go down to 150, 149.50. Red, frankly, there are so many ways to take entries on anything. What I can say is, it's really nice when you have a system that you're using all the time, and then you put that entry-exit system on top of your analysis. Because as much as you would like a system to give you the trade, I have my own system giving me entries, exits, and stops and everything. But it's not working that well when you don't have at least an idea what's happening on the bigger chart, what are the support resistance levels you want to reach. So the more you analyze, the more you are aware of what's happening on the bigger scale, the more likely it is to take good trades. I'd say it's not really important. You can entry with you can go in with moving averages, with oscillators. It doesn't matter as long as you're always doing the same thing and the system you've been testing. So you are comfortable and confident in it. What's something that personally I'm struggling with when you are trading waves and you see directions? For instance, now I just said that the bigger picture on the daily is bullish. All right, but on the other hand, I've been shorting the entire day. So you have to realize what are you actually trading. Are you trading the big picture, the really big picture? Are you having stops of 400 or 500 pips and you don't care if the market is going against you for 100 pips, or you are trading short term? Okay, because if you are confusing your time frame or your perspective, then you risk being against the market when you could just as well stay out of the market during, for instance, this retracement here. Okay, so someone who is bullish based on the bigger picture would have to simply stay out of the market here, or enter when the market is going lower, giving the nice pullback. All right. One thing to keep in mind, it's better to trade in the moment, to trade what the market is doing when you actually trade. And even if that means you have to change your mind a few times and switch from long to short, instead of just watching the market going against you, it's better to just simply close the losing trade, okay, and go with what the market is doing. If your system is telling you get out, there's really no point in waiting and hoping that the market will turn. They have no idea where the market is going. The bottom line is nobody knows. So I prefer to be short right now. For instance, on GU, I'm going from plus 10 to minus 10 in the last half an hour. So I don't know if the trade is going to work out, but I do know that what's happening right now in the market, there's some short. Okay, there's a bearish wave. So I have a better chance of getting my pips if I short, rather than thinking, okay, it's been going down long enough, now it has to go up. Okay, it might be going up, I'm not saying it isn't, but it's just hoping at this point. And well, even if you have some technical levels telling you that the market is stopping precisely here at this bottom, it's better to just wait for the market to establish a move. That gives you more probability for profitable trades than if you try to pick the bottom. If you do try to pick the bottom, then you have to be very, very good with risk reward. So your risk reward for every trade has to be great, maybe 4 and 5 to 1, and you actually have to keep it even when you exit the trade, you know, because if you enter on a very good risk reward but you close the trade after 5 ticks, you didn't really go according to the plan. My risk reward is not always 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. I'm entering sometimes with stops bigger than target. The probability of a trade working is more important for me than the risk reward. So of course I have to keep a number of winning trades always higher than the losses, but it's always like this with any system. Some of them insist on very big wins and small losses. Some of them insist on a lot of wins. It doesn't matter, I guess, as long as you keep your edge and you keep repeating what's working to give you consistency over time, because after all, that's the objective to get consistency, right? I'm not sure if this is answering your question. I try to give you an idea what I'm looking for, but entries and exits have to be part of a system, that's for sure. So whether you are trading on analysis alone, or you have a system with indicators or any other tool or candlestick formation giving you the precise entry, you have to have a system telling you not only when to enter, but what's your stop and what's your target, at least approximately, to know at least what you're getting into before you place the trade. All right. Any questions? Any other questions on GU, guys? Before I move to GJ? Nothing else? All right then. I'll do the same as with GU. Have a look at the chart from last week, and then see if the analysis was correct, and if it wasn't, what should be adjusted to give us an idea about this week's price action. So we were looking at this weekly chart first, right? There's a big retracement formation we've been following for many months now, since August of last year. Okay, when the first break of trend line occurred on GJ. Okay, it first bottom here at 139, double bottom, retraced, and gave another push down. Last week, we had some clues that the trend line would be broken. So we are looking for, well, either a retracement or even a big move up. Now, I think the time has come to give a possible idea what's happening with this, with GJ on a bigger picture. That this retracement might be over if the trend line is broken here. You see the trend line? Now it's black. I'm going to change the color to this thing. Okay? Now we are not yet consistently above the trend line, and we haven't broken the horizontal level, the last confirmation I usually use. You can see this. 150. Well, we don't care much about the round numbers on the smaller charts, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 5 minutes. But look at the weekly chart. How accurate this 150 level is. It gives me resistance twice, support again, resistance about 5 times, resistance again. Okay, so this is a big level to watch for long. But right now, we seem to have stopped at this trend line. Last week's candle closed at 144.20, which is really high, and it is above the trend line, and it's above the daily resistance at 143.30. But it's not relevant enough. There is not enough price action here to tell us that it's all over. Okay, so we just have a bounce. From a weekly chart perspective, it could be a retracement followed by another push up towards 150. So this is the trend line giving me the direction for the weekly chart. Right here, this one. Okay, the weekly trend line the price is supported on is way lower towards 137 right now. So that means we still have approximately 500 pips here for any possible correction, and the market would still be bullish, targeting around 150 since we broke first trend line, since we broke the second trend. Now I'm suspecting from the look of this chart that the daily will not be as bullish as the weekly. Okay, and you can see already the bounce precisely at the 200 moving average. This was the wave formation from last week. Okay, what we analyzed last Tuesday. Okay, 5 waves here, retracement. I think we were somewhere around here last Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, we were around, hold on, today, 1. Okay, I think we were around here. The trend line was broken and the horizontal level was broken as well. Yep, it was exactly here, 30th of March, right on this candle. So once this was proved to be a retracement, I was expecting a wave target of 142, which was the same size as the first wave. Well, it turned out to be bigger than that, but it doesn't change the overall shape of the move. Okay, now we bounced off the 200 MA, and this candle, if it's closing like this, will clearly show that there's a pause in the upside momentum. It could last for some time, or maybe just come back towards 145. Usually, GJ gives a lot of double top, double bottom. I wouldn't expect this move here to go straight towards 130, 120, and 100. Simply because this is not a good enough base for a big drop. Alright, I think it's just the beginning of a formation that is about to possibly retest 145, maybe even spike above until it forms the area of resistance. It's not good enough to be trusted. Okay, but we don't have to have trust necessarily on the daily chart. And if the 4-hour and 30 minutes agree on something, then we can start trading on those time frames. But anyway, my positions are intraday, so I don't have to be backed up necessarily by the daily chart. Now let's see what we have here. The indicators have turned bearish from this high here. This was yesterday. Okay, we tested the 144.40 area 3 times. All right. Well, the week opened with a gap, and that gap was first filled, and then we retested the highs, and then the first candle closing below the support level, giving the go for shorting the pair. All right, my trend indicator now has turned bearish. It's still not very strongly bearish. It needs some time to give me higher values, but definitely we are looking towards the south right now in detail. The indicators agree with this view. So let's see what we have on the 30-minute chart. All right, very nice signal here from my system this morning in Asian session. Well, I took some shorts, but I was focused on closing to this pretty quickly, not to expose too much. Okay. In the end, it reached both targets and reconfirmed later in at the beginning of European session. And I think my first short was around here, 142.50, if I'm not mistaken, and closed 142.14 before I entered the session. Okay, now let's see. We have a big, nice head and shoulders formation right at the very top. The drop from 144.40 all the way down here today was very well sustained. I don't really see any significant retracement. Everything happened quickly, and the strong price action all this time. All right. All we have to do is to check to see whether we are approaching key levels of support. Looking at the 30-minute chart, I don't see too much. 4-hour, it looks like 143 has been broken already. Let's see where the trend line is. Okay, I suggest we keep an eye on this trend line. Okay, 4-hour trend line about to be tested 141.50. Okay, if we continue today all the way down there, you see a test of 141.50. That's the first level where I expect it to bounce. Then let's see where the 38.2 fib is. 140.80. Okay, 140.80, but we are already at a 25% bid right now. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going back towards 144.50, 145, then it could be bouncing anywhere from here. Okay, just be attentive for anything, any reversal clue on the 15-minute, 30-minute chart. All right. Now looking at this, I don't see any reason why shorts should be abandoned as a tendency for today. All I can say for now, until we have at least, well, it's very hard to confirm anything bullish today. Okay, the market has gone long enough, and I doubt my system will give me anything. It's a trend following system. So until we see a change in trend, there might be some serious moves first. Either has to climb above 143 to give me a long session. So it's all about we short or we don't trade at all. Okay. Now there's a problem. Sure, I'll check that for you. What's the issue? It's not loading the red, or yeah, I just tried to go in right now, and everything seems okay. Let me know, please. You can really. It's strange. All right, let me give you the address that I have here. Oh, hold on. Try clicking this link, red, see if it's working. I have no problems opening it anyway. You can email me after the session if you want. I can assist you. All right. Now let's see what we have. It looks like shorting on this signal from early morning. It looks like it's too late. So yeah, it's working perfectly fine for me. So I don't know exactly what's the response. Page cannot be found or something else. Never mind, Red. I don't want to spend too much time on this right now, but if you email me after the session, I'll be happy to help you. All right. So I was saying, I think it's too late to short based on the signal that we had this morning. Well, in London session, I took another short based on the same signal, but actually it had to be reanalyzed because I had no entry, so I had to see if the risk reward is still okay. All right, it seemed okay at the time. As we are approaching this 142 mark, I got out actually. I don't want to push too much. Even if it's a small retracement speed towards 142.50, it could be big enough to touch my stop to take me out. So I prefer to allow the market to breathe and to give me a pullback at least to the 200 MA on 30 minutes. Eurosec. Okay, that's a nice one, William. I would fully appreciate your skill if I knew how to trade this pair. Never even looked at this pair before, but not bad at all. All right, so let's see the 15-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, the chances of an entry later are higher. I suggest waiting for, I think, around 142.80. You can get a decent risk reward, but again, you will have to check the 5-minute chart to be on your side at the exact moment when you take the trade. So sometimes, guys, I'm getting a signal for a trade, but the market is moving practically against the direction where I want to trade. In that case, I prefer to leave it to allow the first candle going my way to confirm the signal. So right here, well, if you are waiting for the move up or the retracement, then you will have to wait for a small push down also before shorting for that 142 or maybe even lower target. In any case, bottom line for me on GJ is short term. There is no doubt we're looking down. We have a clear bearish outlook for the next few sessions. I don't see an entry anytime soon. I think GU might be giving you an entry than before this, but the trend and the momentum on GJ seems stronger. Okay, so it could be going to 141.20 by the end of the day. It depends if later in US session it starts it confirms the down move and it starts rolling below a certain support. I don't know exactly where that support is going to form. Maybe right here. I'm actually waiting for it to form a support to analyze it for another short. As I was saying, I think 142.80 would be a level I would be interested to short term. But right now I'm out, and I think I'll wait for it to give me other better risk reward levels. Guys, any questions regarding GBPJPY? The wave formation is a little bit unclear right now. Well, I am considering the bullish scenario is more probable right now, but let's not forget the active move on the 4-hour chart is a bearish move, and we don't know yet where this is going to stop. If it's stopping at 25% and price is forming the support here and then climbs above 143, then probably the bulls will try to retest 14450 and even climb above, make a full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will convince me that midterm we're going to see 150 sometime before June. Okay. Otherwise, if we continue on this move, well, especially if the bears are pushing it to 140 without much retracing, well, that would be a sign that maybe this is all we're going to get. Okay. Before it breaks 139, I don't think midterm shorts are going to be confirmed, just short-term intraday shorts. Okay. If you do have shorts intraday and you want to extend them into midterm positions, well, choose wisely your entry, because right here you see 142 after a drop about 250 bits. Well, you might not be at the best level to short for a midterm target. All right. So again, guys, any questions on DJ or on GU? I think basically this is what I'm looking at right now on these two pairs. So it's also something interesting I wanted to point out to you guys. Yes, very good. Yeah. If it's about going with the trend, yes. I would only advise long if you are scalping. So for scalpers, you can always go in on any side. If it's for 5 pips or 10 pips, maybe the longs are starting to look interesting right now. But it's very clearly against the trend, and that should be kept in mind. All right. Just a quick look at pound Swiss since we're looking at the GBP pairs. We had a signal short, which I was anticipating early morning. I got stopped out here exactly at the very top of this, at 62.57 before going back in and shorting again. Okay, it was the last move. It just gave a double top, and then I had a signal short around here, 162, which turned out to be a nice 45th rise. I still think this move can go lower. So in general, I have a bearish view right now of GBP CHF and in general of the pound. I think Euro GBP might be going up as well. All right. This is for a retracement of this wave up that we saw for the last, I think, two weeks. Okay. This is the bigger picture, similar to GJ and I think even GU and bullish overall. At the retracement, you see it started right at the previous level of support, exactly here around 62.20, 62. So I think that's no accident. You see the 5-wave formation. You see the divergence on the rate of change, and right now the MACD, the rate of change, and the tricks, the whole going down. Okay. Look for retracement on GC, and if you are interested in shorting for a target of about 100, 150 pips, well, that level might not be too far. I would look for a target of at least 160, 80, 160, 20. Alright, that's about 100 pips from where we are now. We are pulling back at this time, and well, this might give me a nice entry later in the US session. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for something like that. I got out of it I think around 61.88 or something like that. Didn't really catch the very bottom of it, but it's okay. Okay, and trying to short for 160.80 and possibly even 160.20 if the move down is well. I'm not sure how many of you guys are trading this share actively. It's one of my favorite shares. If you have good spread on it, I suggest you have a look because it's pretty much technical. It has very good rallies, very good trends. So you can catch 20, 30 bits sometimes in the middle of it. You don't have to be there first. You don't have to be in the first wave of shorting like today. Okay, I was there at the very beginning and I got burned at first. Later, when I re-entered on a confirmed signal, I managed to make a few bits profit. By the way, final update for GU. I think I'm going to bail out of the short pretty soon. Let me see, my target is 51.23. I see it going down right now. If it's going through 151.40, I'll be already looking to close the position. As soon as it touches 51.30, 51.25, I'll be looking to close immediately because it might end up in a spike. And if that happens, I want to be out immediately to manage to get a few bits from my trade. I'm up about 30 bits right now. So I just want the last few bits to close and wait for your questions to reestablish the position. Alright, guys, I think my session is over. If you have any questions for me, let me know. As always, you can check out my website, withcontext.com, to see what I'm up to. My trades are usually there in the performance statement. And I'll just give you my email. I hope the website works for you guys. The red was complaining there are some problems. You cannot access the website. My email address or anything, let me know. Alright, guys, enjoy your trading session. Enjoy trading this week. Possibly it's still low volume until tomorrow. So careful how you with your money management. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much for being here today. And I'll see you guys next week.